dark-skinned parents. Majority are white. You are more likely to be harmed by straight parents than by people in the queer community. But they never teach this. They always teach there is no harm caused by these roles. The issue is that when you only teach heteronormative dynamics, you're creating male privilege, white privilege, and straight privilege. These are terrifying things which are very prevalent right now due to the MAGA group. And when kids aren't taught that just because one way of life is the predominant idol-worshipped view and expectation doesn't make it right, doesn't make it healthy, doesn't make it a good goal to strive for. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that heteronormative way of life is wrong any more than being a gay father is wrong. The issue is when that's the only thing allowed. And even if it has the capability of being toxic, it's usually explained away or justified as part of this life. But no one ever says that being straight is a choice, but they always say being gay is. What about people who don't choose a side? People like bisexual people, where they're believed to be half in the gay community and half in the straight community, even though that's complete and utter rot. They are shamed because they won't pick a side. But you can't pick a side. It's the way your brain works. What about women who don't get married and push out 2 children? They're shamed. And if you are in a church that does not shame, you are in the minority. It's very common to not happen in very progressive liberal churches. But we're talking about extreme right-wing churches. Without this toxic heteronormative philosophy, there would be no toxic gender roles. There would be no homophobia. There would be no protect the kids environment. Because all of those toxic traits are because people don't conform to this live or die straight mentality. And there are plenty of straight people who are healthy and good people, who are kind and are not abusive or toxic. But there is more toxicity in the straight community than in any other community. Why are people who commit hate crimes usually a straight person? Because of the culture that perpetuates this kind of violence. No one ever tells straight people, you made a choice, you're toxic, you're harming people. Because when you're taught that straight is the only way to go, or you're not taught that because there is nothing else, so you believe, you're creating a toxic cycle of abuse for people that aren't stereotypically straight. Or maybe they are straight, but they don't fit the stereotypical gender roles. What happens if a man wants to cook, or really enjoys doing laundry, or does events? Maybe he doesn't like sports or lawn care. He doesn't like building a shed or doing a male-centric career. What if he's into the arts or entertainment instead of being a businessman? Most likely that person in a very extreme fundamentalist church would deal with guilt, shame, and body image their whole life. Mild, medium, or extreme, I mean, that's up for how their body interprets trauma, but you can't live in an environment that's toxic and not have repercussions. I grew up never knowing about anything that wasn't straight. I was taught to hate people who didn't fit in the heteronormative bubble. I'm shamed at 31 for being single, child-free, man-free, without pets. If a woman lives for herself, she's a harlot. That is what people call me. If a man doesn't get married, he can't be in a position of authority, especially senior authority in church. The problem isn't the straight community. It's that they believe their community is the only valid biblical community. And when you don't teach anything else, your body isn't your own. You have to turn the other cheek. You have to fit into roles that are not, but they say they fit all. There is no such thing as a gender role fits every